Am I the a-hole for kicking out my husband's side piece and her baby? Yes. And this is answering the question, should you have a relationship with a partner's affair child? And this comes from Monthfar 2068. And they say, my husband and I, 40 female and 41 male, have been together for 10 years, and I consider them years to be very loving and happy. This is like has a southern twang to it already. Consider them years. Be very happy. Sophia and I played an entire game of Catan last night in southern accents. Yeah. Them years are good.
And all of our friends were like, do you guys do this often?
All right. Damn straight, partner.
Damn straight.
Now put your hands in the air. Anyway, but apparently not him, since he had a side piece, obviously. Dang, side piece? Straight to jail.
How many do you have of those?
Too many. I make furniture and make around $1 million per year.
People, yeah.
Furniture?
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah, we have an uncle who makes furniture, and he's doing really well.
But maybe it's that kind of uncomfortable furniture that like just makes husbands not settle down.
What?
You know the like the uncomfortable furniture that's like really nice, but it doesn't look good. It looks good, but it's like doesn't feel good.
Oh.
Sophia gives me no love on my jokes.
I just didn't understand that joke.
Give me no love. All right. My husband is a teacher. It goes without saying that I provide for us. I don't ask what he does with his salary. We live way below our means. However, because we are both minimalists, we live way below our means, however, because we are both minimalists, but we have a big house, nice cars, and lots of art. Everything is mine, however. Everything. She owns it all, including the furniture that is uncomfortable, but looks good.
It's hers.
It's hers. It's my uncomfortable furniture. Come on, you know what I'm talking about. You know the furniture that looks...
Yeah, no, I know what you're talking about, but I just don't really like understand it in the context of like the joke.
It was because it's so uncomfortable that no one wants to stick around and sit in it.
That's sad.
And so everyone leaves, including her husband.
Oh. But her husband makes the furniture.
No, she makes the furniture.
Oh.
I make furniture.
Oh, damn.
That's what I'm saying. Listen. Anyway.
Oh, I get the
joke. All right. So, anyway, she makes furniture. Everything is mine, however. Apparently, he met his side piece, female 25, under false pretenses and told her that we were legally married, so he owned half my company and everything else I own. Which is like such a weird technicality where it's like, babe, stick with me because we're legally married and I'll own everything that she has. I don't provide anything, but legally I kind of do.
Legally I'm loaded.
Yeah. I guess it's kind of like saying you have an inheritance, which I don't think people who say they have inheritances are cool.
My marriage comes furnished.
Well, now he is in, when she got pregnant, he started spending his salary on her. I wasn't alarmed because I didn't know what he did with his money because it's, I guess, so inconsequential. Now he is in Dubai on vacation and her lease on her apartment expired. So she just showed up at my door with her baby. Wow. With her baby. She told me that she was his girlfriend and that he was getting a divorce. So she might as well live in his house and I could live in a hotel because I could afford it. She didn't have any money or any home. She literally refused to step out. So I called the police and locked myself in the greenhouse.
Damn, they got a greenhouse?
They got that money.
They got that chicken money.
I mean, that's money. If you have a whole greenhouse, you literally have a whole house for your plants. That's crazy. When the police came, she was literally unpacking the child's clothes in the living area. They escorted her out. I was very shaken. Later, I found out all the details I included above. My husband's mother thought I was an a-hole for kicking out a little baby on the street. That was her grandson. I used and abused my money and power to control everything around me. But honestly, teachers make $60K a year. So as I found out later, he gave her his salary. I can't understand why she would be so homeless and destitute. Like $60K a year is not nothing. She has big designer bags, designer strollers, these Van Cleef and Arpels jewelry when she showed up at my home. But now I am the a-hole, and there are some relevant comments which OP has responded to a lot. Whoa. Okay, so we're getting a lot, and there's going to be an update. But is OP the a-hole for kicking out this mistress?
No.
It's her house.
It's her house.
It's her house. Also, I love how the husband thinks he's going to get her chicken money. Like, because I don't think it sounds like they are not legally together.
Yeah.
Because he said apparently he met his side piece under false pretenses and told her that we were legally married. So I have a suspicion that they are not legally married based on the story, right?
Yeah. I'm just wondering how he would be entitled to any money then. I guess he not?
But you could still, even if you're not legally married, you could still have a common law marriage.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jellybus says common law, maybe.
Oh, wait. Yeah. That's what she said. She said it was a common law marriage. Yeah. That's why. Yes.
Where did she say it's a common law marriage?
She said
my husband and I
might have just been in the original title.
Oh.
She said it was a common law marriage. That's
okay. It's a common law marriage,
yes.
But it is not like a full on.
No,
but
essentially
it's still legal.
Yeah, you still get legal stuff, and you're still, according to Legally Blonde.
Whereas that's where I get all my legal advice.
That's where I get all my legal advice. Yeah,
she went to Harvard.
She literally went to Harvard. She
went
smart.
to school.
You can have common law marriages and be entitled to stuff.
Yeah, did common law kick in yet? Can you read if common law
try.
This is not chicken money. The chicken money was a different story.
Oh, yeah.
This is not the same story as chicken money.
The chicken money is now a bit that we do.
Yeah, we do a chicken money because of that story.
We have not read this story.
Ashley, we have not read this story. I promise. Ashley says, ugh, why am I being ignored? We have read this. I promise we have not read it.
We haven't.
We have not read it.
Guys,
Mindful Worm Peasant says some states don't have common law marriage.
Well, presumably this state does.
But maybe he's lying. Maybe he's not telling his mistress the truth. But I just think it's so whack to brag about having
someone else's money.
I think it's so silly. Anyway, let's get in to the relevant comments. So, commenter, if your mother-in-law is so concerned about the baby, she can take him in.
True.
Bam. Opie said she couldn't because she lives in a studio apartment. Maybe just put him in the greenhouse. Have him sweat it out in there. Commenter says, he can be homeless with her now, not the a-hole. Yeah. Opie responds, absolutely. He wants to take an early plane home to explain. What is there to explain? He said she tricked him into getting pregnant. Oh, babe, I thought she was you. She tricked me. She has really convincing makeup. I know that he hates children, but how do you trick people into having children? So many questions and absolutely no desire for getting any answers. I feel only emptiness. That is sad. Commenter, can't be tricked into pregnancy if you're not sticking your thing where it doesn't belong. Opie responds, exactly. How do you get tricked into pregnancy if you don't cheat? Commenter, if you didn't want children, should have had a vasectomy. If you're interested in the explanation, then sure, get it. But will it change anything? You don't really owe him anything, as if your relationship was based on mutual respect and monogamy. Then he's broken it. Opie responds, he didn't want to lose his manhood. His literal reason.
Oh, for not wanting to get a vasectomy.
I see.
Doesn't make any sense.
Well, you can not want to get a vasectomy, but
Well,
if
but
you
the
if you don't want to
reason-
have kids, like if you don't want to have kids, the best way to do that is to get a vasectomy, because I feel like you're playing a little Russian roulette. Yeah. And Dawn Mayflower says vasectomy doesn't stop the cheating though, lol.
It just stops the evidence, I guess.
Yeah, it just stops the random babies showing up on your doorstep. Commenter, he hates children and is a teacher, or does he teach older humans? Obviously, you're not the a-hole, but as a former teacher who left the classroom because I started disliking the kids, it wasn't fair to them, and my patience was about 97% gone. I'm just curious. OP, yeah, he teaches high school children. He always was set on being child-free. Commenter, how long has his mother known about the grandchild? OP responds, no idea. Wow, never even thought about this. I assume she only knew after I called her, but probably she knew already. OP, a commenter says, I hate that you think you could be an a-hole for this. OP responds, well, I really hated the idea of a baby being homeless, and I truly contemplated letting her be a guest in the guest house, but honestly, I was terrified of her. And then commenter, minimalist. That word does not mean what you think it means. You are not minimalist. And OP responds,
maybe their greenhouse only has 4 plants in it.
Four
you don't
plants.
know.
Yeah. It could be like you only are allowed 4 weed plants. Maybe they just have the 4 weed plants, and that's it.
And that's it.
Maybe
they're entrepreneurs.
Yeah, they're trying to maybe that's the real way they're making all that furniture money.
It's just like, I ship my furniture across the border.
Yeah, there might be something in the furniture. Who knows? But commenter says, I'm confused. If you're common law spouses, you will have marital assets and need a divorce. So is the house your personal property or marital property? This is a great question. But you still don't have to let the affair partner in your home, and it's important. And if it's important to mother-in-law, she can have them live with her. OP responds, we have no marital assets, as it was clear from the start when we moved in together that we have separate economy. We are not from the States, and my assets are well protected. Okay, that's good. Oh, wow. OP has responded to a lot of comments. We have a couple more. Commenter, okay, you may not be aware that in the U.S. common law is a legal term for a couple who never signed a marriage certificate but are legally married due to living together for several years and presenting themselves as marriage. OP responds, same definition here, different rules. Commenter, how long has your partner been in Dubai? Depending on the length of his stay, he may not even legally have residency in your home anymore. If legal, I'd change the locks now. OP responds, he's there for 10 days. 1 week left. It was the end of school kind of thing. I'm going to gather all his things and send them to his mother. What is left are my things. He has no right to that. And things we bought while living together, 50-50, no matter who paid. All gifts, no matter how expensive, belong to the receiver, like his car and PC, watches. I don't mind. My art, etc., are protected by signed agreements that protect our assets. Any money or savings are protected by agreements. Dang, she is buttoned up.
Yeah.
Most people aren't buttoned up like that. That's crazy. Commenter, I got to ask, how do you make $1 million making furniture?
That's why
also
she's so
not the
buttoned up.
a-hole. Kick the hubby out too. OP responds, long story short, I started as an interior decorator / designer and started designing what the market lacked, in my opinion. Now it has gotten bigger, more details, and you could find me. So gotta keep my mouth zipped.
Yeah.
And there is an update. So it sounds like she has everything pretty buttoned up. So I think she's going to be okay.
Yeah.
But damn, $1 million in furniture. That's crazy. She takes home $1 million. That's not like $1 million in revenue of the business. She takes home $1 million, which means like she's probably making multi-millions at the very least. That's crazy. Carlene Quinzel says, I want to see her furniture and be her friend. Don't we all? We actually just got new furniture. Look at that.
We did.
Look at this. Hey, wait, show him John.
Ooh.
Oh, wait, John, what do you think about the furniture? Oh, it helps with my back. I really love it so. Yeah, John, I feel like you've needed that.
I need to go to the chiropractor. I still don't have new furniture.
Well, is that chair not comfortable?
Not comfortable.
We can get you. What do you just tell us what you want? Anyway,
Okay.
get into the update. So, updates. Many are asking for an update, but what's really there to update? Here's what's happened this past week and what is going to happen. So, I will never see him again. It is over. He's back from his trip. Probably he wasn't expecting to start his summer vacation this way. My lawyer has already contacted him about what he's owed. It will be transported to his mother's apartment. Whatever more he thinks he is owed, he can sue me and I will be ready. And I hope he can afford my lawyers when he loses whatever lawsuit he plans to file. Dude, she is on top of it.
Preparing for this day.
Which I feel like, because, all right, Uncle Daddy Jesse, $20 tip. Shout out Uncle Daddy, being the uncle that we love. Wait, there were a couple other tips.
There were, but I don't see them. And I've been refreshing.
Yeah.
It was $10 from...
Who donated?
People.
Tell us.
Who donated?
Hey, who donated over here? Wait, maybe we can see it on the YouTube. On the YouTubes? Does it say top chat? Close. And then click top chat.
Oh. No.
Huh. Maybe there's
phantom money.
I don't know where that came from. If you donated, let us know. We don't see it. We just see Uncle Daddy. Phantom money. But yeah, she was really prepared. But I think, like, honestly, if you are making that kind of money,
you have to be
and you kind of need a prenup, because then it's not that you don't trust your partner. Well, maybe it is that I don't know. Is it that you don't trust your partner? It's like it's more like you don't want someone to marry you for your money and then divorce you, and so like it ensures that someone isn't just there for your money.
Yeah,
I guess.
I feel like maybe there's a little bit of paranoia needed when you have that much money.
Yeah.
To be on your guard.
Would you get a prenup?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm not even thinking about that.
You want to get married, right?
Yeah, but like a while ago.
A while ago?
I mean,
a while ago, not now.
A while from now.
A while from now? What's the ideal age for you?
30.
30? And then kids, when do you want kids?
32.
32? You're just copying mom.
No, actually, I'm copying dad.
That's true. You're copying dad. Well, mom had you at 32.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're copying mom for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, man, if I want to be married by 30, I got like 3 years left.
you better get cracking.
I better get. Okay, well, I'll ask you in a couple years to see if you want a prenup. So I will never see him again. It's over. I will be lawsuit prints file. Apparently, the apartment that his girlfriend lost was his. He was sending her money for the rent, but she spent it on Prada instead.
What is that the clean?
He swears that the baby isn't his and that he is going to demand a paternity test, like it would make any difference. Maybe for the baby. I hope to God that the child isn't his, however, so maybe there's still a small chance for that baby to have a better future and more loving parents. I am moving in with my parents. Right now, I am in a hotel, but I have no desire to be in that house again with all the memories. I am selling it, and while I find a new home and sell this one, I will just live with my family. The girlfriend has contacted me a few times via social media because she needs to talk. She wants proof that we aren't married because he told her that we are married.
Ooh.
I don't do delusion, so I just blocked her. Dang. Honestly, okay.
Yeah.
Something I like about OP, no nonsense.
No drama.
No drama. She's like, oh, you transgressed our agreement?
Bye. See
ya.
Yeah.
I think
your affair partner's reaching out to me. Bye.
I don't need to interact with that.
Yeah, not my problem.
Honestly, I feel like I would be like that a little bit.
I don't know about that.
Or what you don't think? You think I would? What do you think I would do in this situation?
I think you would try to be nice, which is not to say that she isn't being nice, but
I think she's being overly nice. Yeah, maybe I would be too nice.
Yeah, I think you'd be like, I need to help.
I need to help the baby.
I need to help the baby. I think you would adopt the baby.
Adopt the baby. I don't know if would I adopt. I don't think I would. No. Well, I don't know. Would I adopt the baby? I don't know.
Well, I was joking, but now I'm not so sure.
So she's trying. I love you, Sophie.
I love you.
I love Sophia Sam streams. This is great.
Ooh, woohoo.
Ooh. She tried to contact me via her friends and mine, so now everyone knows the truth without me needing to make an announcement. Thank you, girlfriend.
Thank you, girlfriend.
Thank you, girlfriend. Ooh. Slay. Not sure what more to update. If I have missed anything, I will leave it to the comments. One last thing. I am sorry for maybe using wrong terms. I am not an English speaker, and Google found me common law marriage as the term used in my situation, but apparently it has its certain laws in English-speaking countries. Our relationship is a long-term one. We live together. We have separate economies. We have no rights to each other's property or estate. We don't even inherit each other's stuff without a will. However, anything we purchased during the time we were living together falls under joint estate and is divided equally no matter who the purchaser is. I have no problems dividing these assets in half. I bought our house and some of my expensive art during the time we have been partners. It would have been joint assets if we didn't have cohabitation agreements in place around these expensive purchases. He has no rights to them. Unlike prenups, etc., they are not as easy to contest because he is not legally married to me. Under different circumstances, I would probably have given him more than what he is going to get now because I am like that in general. If he had ended things. If he told me he wanted out and that he didn't love me anymore, because I know that the relationships end and people fall out of love. Dang, she's practical as F.
She's like, I understand. He violated our agreement. Done.
She is, yeah. Harleen Quinzel. She is smart.
She's smart.
She's smart.
She is
and has standards.
Blonde.
Yeah, she is legally blonde.
Harvard graduate.
Because I know that relationships end, people fall out of love. He could have respected me enough to give me that at least, but he didn't. So I will literally be counting spoons and napkins, and he will not get a dime over what he's owed. And we do have some relevant comments with responses from OP.
Ooh.
But how do we think she's handling this?
Very well.
Extremely well.
Perhaps too well.
Yeah, like I'm suspicious how well she's handling. I feel like, all right, question is, what does that mean? Did you see that comment? Yeah. Josephine Medola says Sam is homophobically hot.
Yeah.
I appreciate that, I think.
Pride Month?
Pride Month? Slay? Sophia's got me saying it now. Sophia's going on like slay.
I
all
love
the time.
saying it. I also like my friend says slay la vie.
Oh, that's great.
Which is great.
So TLDR, OP's husband's affair is exposed, and this affair partner shows up with a baby and is like, I need to stay in this house. And OP, who makes $1 million a year and has her own house and has chicken money, is like, no, I don't think so. Kicks her out and basically is like just completely destroying the or not destroying. She's like just like exiting the relationship, splitting all of the different things down the middle, doing it really efficiently.
Yeah.
And so I'm wondering, like, did she plan for this before?
She might have had like a contingency plan.
Yeah.
Like a doomsday scenario. She was like, this is what I'm going to do. And then it finally came and she was like, enact.
Yeah. Which I'm like, I always feel conflicted about
the boulder feels conflicted.
The boy feels conflicted. The boulder feels conflicted about this story. Damn, our Avatar references really coming out. But yeah, the boulder feels conflicted because like I'm wondering, does having a prenup, if you believe marriage is forever, does having a prenup like invalidate that belief?
I don't know, because I know a lot of people, we've talked about this before, and a lot of people in our comment section were like, no, like a prenup is really necessary, and you know, it's just like protecting assets and stuff.
Yeah, which I agree with, but I feel like can you believe that this like a marriage is forever and also and marry that person and get a prenup? Because I it makes sense to me if you're like, marriage is for different seasons. We're not like, this is not forever and ever. This is for right now. And if something happens, we will like separate and thus have a prenup.
I feel like maybe a healthy
like
way
death
of,
to us, like people say death to us part.
I feel like I kind of, on that subject, I feel like maybe a healthier way of approaching marriage is, or maybe not a healthier, but one way of approaching marriage is seeing it as you will continue to stay with each other until the day when it no longer like not benefits you, but no longer
that's so much less romantic.
Yeah.
Yes.
No,
and you shall be married not until death do you part, but if it keeps, if you're like vibing.
No, if you're both happy,
you're both vibing
until happiness is like no longer possible.
I want that in my marriage vows. Until I'm not happy.
Well, but then again, like, I don't think you should just break up if you're unhappy. It should be like if it's a continuous unhappiness. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, well, I agree with that. I feel but I don't. Then I think you should rewrite your vows to not be until death do you part.
Lie.
Yeah, it should be like, we're gonna part if you cheat on me. We're gonna part if you become a dick. We're gonna part.
Also, everyone's saying I'm so close. It's because Sam put it here, and I can't.
It looks better than it did before.
I can't move it back.
It looks better there than it was. It's because we got a new monitor set up. Does a prenup have a expiration? I don't know. Sam Hyatt says, ideally marriage is forever, but people and life changes no matter what. I never want to get a prenup unless I become a millionaire, billionaire. It's true. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it's better safe to sorry. Oh, can you click those and will they show up? The comments?
Which comments?
JC. There we go. I think it's better to be safe even with relationships you think that will last forever. Yeah.
Think about this. That changes things.
I think it looks fine. All right. Anyway, so let's get into some relevant comments. So, I'm glad girlfriend made your job easier by telling everyone. For a second, I couldn't figure out why she wanted to prove that you were married, which lol. But then I reread the original post and I realized that it's because she's expecting half of everything. Has his mother said anything else to you? How was it when soon-to-be ex returned? And OP responds, honestly, I don't hold any hard feelings towards his mother. Freaking no drama, slay. I have a mother myself.
I have a mother myself.
As a person who has a mother, and I have seen her happiness when my brother became a father. My ex-partner is an only child, and he was child-free, or at least he pretended to be one, so she had no hope of becoming a grandmother. Imagine finding out you are. If there's any chance for that baby, for some love and happiness, it will be with her. She hasn't contacted me, and I don't want her to. She will probably tell my ex-partner, I told you so, about him not popping the question. I would never have wanted a legal binding paper to anyone, but when I was younger and still didn't have my business, I would probably have said yes, and gladly so, because I wanted so much for him to ask me. I would have been singing to a different tune right now if that happened. So stay single forever. Slay, single life.
Hitting the woe and
slang at the same time. It is these thoughts that make it easier for me to cope right now. I could have been much worse, and sometimes you hate what's happening, but a few years later, you realize it was for the better. Clinton, they're saying hi to you. You wanna say hi back? Just Clinton says hi. All right, so going back to commenter, what has your family said about all of this? I hope you have brothers to threaten his arse when he keeps trying to get a hold of you. OP responds, my family is as shocked as I am. I think we all need some time for this to sink in and start the grieving process. Another commenter says, tell us about his pleading and groveling. I want to hear about his suffering. Reddit is literally like that. I want suffering.
I want more suffering.
The boulder wants suffering. I'm secondhand furious for you, OP. You sound so cool and level-headed, and that dummy blew it big time. OP responds, he has been pathetic and trickle truthing like anyone like him does.
Trickle truthing. Ooh.
You haven't heard that term? We've said it on the pod before. Trickle truth. Us. We talked about it multiple times. Maybe you've never.
I've talked about trickle down economics.
No, trickle truthing is a thing too. So it's like trickle truthing is this idea that when someone does something bad, they'll tell you a little bit of the truth because it's easier for them to like handle. And then they'll keep telling you more and more of the truth.
Oh, ease you into the truth.
Ease you into the truth.
Like getting into cold water and you just kind of tap it on your arm.
It's like boiling a lobster 1 degree at a time, you know? She's just a friend who he helped housing, but she turned on him. My last text from me personally was to grow up and act like a father. Now I only talk to him through my lawyer. Commenter says, I hope you get a full physical and SD panel run soon. Who knows what he has exposed you to? His baby mama is the one you know about. There could be others. OP responds, did my tests the day after I found out. She is so on top of it.
I feel, I hope not, but I feel like I'm wondering if this happened before.
What?
Like,
oh, if she got cheated on before?
Yeah.
I don't think so, because she said earlier in her relationship you would have like maybe said yes to him and been in love and stuff.
Okay. She's just so prepared.
She's just so prepared. I bet you her like emergency plan is top notch.
Oh my god! If
her
I were
if
we were in a zombie apocalypse,
I would want to be with OP.
Her.
Yeah, she's got it down. I will be doing it again in a month or so. It was all good, and that is where that story ends. Also, for everyone asking, John is downstairs working on some other stuff. Yeah, John. Oh, I've just been quiet because I'm back.
I'm gonna.
Oh yeah.
That's John.
How does he do it? That's how he does it. There's John.
John. John is 2 worms.
John is 2 worms. What do you think, John? Oh well. And yeah, so Riley is out. He's spending time with family. John is downstairs working on other stuff, and Clinton is here listening, watching.
Clinton is here in our hearts.
Waiting to pounce.
He said, waiting, ready.
Oh, Clinton, could you get me more Nerf bullets?
Oh, Lord. Thanks. Oh, Lord.
All right. Should we read this next one? Oh, wait, yeah, we got some donos. So Uncle Daddy deserves another Shireen's getting pissed that I parked in front of her lot.
Wait, for real?
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's deal with that later.
That is crazy. Oh my, I'm so upset about that. Anyway, so Tony Q10, she has chicken and goat money.
So true.
She got chicken and goat money. Josephine Madolo Burquist, thanks for the 611. Sam, just look amongst the OK fam and you'll probably find someone who wants to be your baby mama before you're 30. I don't want a baby mama. I want a wife.
Damn, you gotta settle. You're almost 30.
I hate that.
I'm just kidding.
Crazy.
Take your time.
No, but it's true.
No.
You know what? Oh, here we go. This is what you deserve.
Oh, that was crazy.
Wait. Get it on you. Get it on you. Get it on you. Ready? Wait. Just turn it to you. Turn it to you. Turn it to you. Turn it to you. Got you twice.
You made me choke and then you shot me in the throat.
I don't think that's true. Defend yourself.
Much water on the mic. Ow! Stop. He keeps hitting me in the throat, guys.
Wait. Show them.
No. No.
All right.
I'm sorry. Sam shot me with an earth bullet. And then I started choking on water, and then he shot me twice in the throat.
I was so good.
Oh God. Okay.
Oh,
Stop.
no, when the camera's not on you.
Okay. Read this donation.
All right. Zoe, love you guys a lot. You've helped me a lot the last couple of months and glad to give this. Zoe with the $50 tip. Zoe, we appreciate you so much and glad to give a little bit of joy. But with that, let's get into the next story. Oh, dude, hit the camera right. Look at that, dude. That's like
okay, you're done. You're done. Clinton, take it away.
No.
Take it
All
away.
right, I shot all my bullets. All right. Let's get into this. Oh, God.
Okay, start. Read.
You just started a war. You just started a war. You can't say stop and then shoot me. All right. Do you want to switch and do you want to read this one or do you want to keep?
My throat hurts so much.
Okay. All right. Oh my God, Sydney without kidneys with the memes. Every girl sims. No, I'm not going to even read that. All right. Am I the a-hole because I call my psycho ex's unrelated child my nodder? I've never heard that.
I've not heard my nodder.
Which is worse, saying my nodder or the girl? Which one?
Maybe my nodder.
My nodder? Because
Well,
it's a
actually, my
made up
nodder-
word.
What?
Because it's like a made up word.
But maybe that's better. Maybe it's like, ooh, we got a fun little relationship. You're not my daughter. You're my
You're my
nodder.
nodder. You're my nister. I don't know. I don't like it. It feels weird to me. Anyway, this is all tackling the question, should you have a relationship with your partner's affair child? Last one was a resounding no. Let's see what this one is. So, Falling for You Anon says, buckle up. 15 years ago, I was 25 and was finishing my contract, and my then girlfriend of 3 years, Natalie, was acting increasingly strange.
Uh-oh.
I came back from a 2-month assignment and was prepared to break up with Natalie. She came by and gave me the good news. She was pregnant.
I don't believe it.
Already?
I don't believe it.
Someone said, Paula A. Terrell said, Daddy's little squirt is what you should call it.
Oh, I was like, what?
Which is terrible. Because I don't think of something cute when I think of that. All right. So I asked how far along she was, and she said 5 weeks. So I broke it off with her and told her she needed to do better math. She refused the breakup and insisted the baby was mine. So I told her the following: 1, paternity test, and 2, if the child was mine, we can talk about financial support and custody arrangements with lawyers. She refused both and told everyone we both knew that I was deadbeat for knocking her up and leaving her. I told everyone I was on a 2-month assignment when she conceived, but a few insisted for the sake of decency, I house her and give her limited support.
She's lying.
Where was she with the decency? Like she was, I mean, like if she cheated, like basically someone is being accused of cheating right here, and they're like, oh yeah, just give her a free pass because she's cheating. Like she shouldn't deserve a free pass because she's cheating. What do you think, Sophia? Sophia, what do you think? What do you think? Okay.
I think what they're saying. Ow! I think what they're saying is that they don't think that she cheated and that he should support her.
Well, then
that's
she
his
should
kid.
get the paternity test.
That's. I think she cheated, so I think that OP's in the clear.
Yeah, I agree. I think OP's in the clear,
I think
but get the
I think
paternity test.
The baby mama is lying to everyone.
Harleen Quinzel says she is trapping him. It's a trap. It's a trap.
It's a baby trap.
It's a baby trap. I consulted a lawyer about this mess, and the lawyer made it very clear that any overt support I give could be seen as me taking responsibility. So I told these guys that, and most dropped it, except one guy who again insisted that charity couldn't be used as legal cudgel. What does that mean?
Like legal fire. Like they couldn't use
cudgel.
it against him.
Legal cudgel. Couldn't be seen as legal cudgel like that. I told him if he believes that he can house her, he agreed to drop it after that.
Oh, if he believes that he can house it.
Yeah.
That's true.
Um,
So OP was like, well, to his friends was like, I don't want to give her that support because they can use it against me and make me pay for all the stuff that I'm not responsible for.
I think you can use that in court.
Yeah, you definitely would be able to. And so then the friend was like, no, you can't use charity against you. And he was like, well,
all right, how about you do it? Child was born and not even going to do the whole she didn't look like me because most babies are born with squished faces. And as John said, ugly as fuck. Oh, dang, sorry. Ugly as F.
Dang it.
Add a minute. Ugly as F because most babies are born with squished faces. And all I saw were the pics she sent me with messages like, Emma wants to know where her daddy is and crap like that. She still refused to take any paternity tests, but her constantly showing up with that baby got to the point where I filed a restraining order. Wow. A restraining order. Fun fact, in my state, a permanent restraining order is not, in fact, permanent. It is 2 effing years long. The only way to get it longer is if there was a violent crime associated. And apparently, bugging someone with a baby that's not theirs is not a violent crime. Oh, I guess it's true. Apparently. Feels pretty violent to me. So my life for the last 14 years was me renewing the restraining order every 2 years because once it clears, Natalie shows up again with my not child. My nodder. I did eventually find a nice girl, get married, and now I have a 9-year-old son, Henry. My wife, Kim, is well aware of Natalie and Emma. When the cycle begins, we're going much later.
This is 15 years.
Yeah, because that all happened 15 years ago.
Yeah. This is so for the past 15 years, OP's been a bunch of legal battles. And and I got married, has a new son, 9-year-old son, and is still dealing with it.
Yeah, that's crazy. Still dealing with something over 14 years.
Yeah.
And having to renew that every 2 years must be super annoying.
Yeah.
So I did eventually find a nice girl, get married, and now I have a 9-year-old son, Henry. My wife, Kim, is well aware of Natalie and Emma. When the cycle begins again, I always say the same thing. 1, paternity test. 2, once paternity is proven, I will take custody and get financial support set up. Natalie always refuses and says both are insulting. Recently, the cycle started again, and this time Emma showed up first.
Emma, the daughter?
Emma is...
Be clear, is it Emma? Who's the daughter again?
Really quick.
Oh, yeah, Emma the daughter.
Girlfriend is Natalie.
Yes.
And Emma is the daughter. Yeah.
Ooh.
Natalie and Emma. Yeah, Natalie is the girlfriend.
Yeah.
Emma is the daughter.
So Natalie's sending her daughter to do her dirty work now.
So she approached and this time, recently the cycle started again, and this time Emma showed up first. She approached my son during a school event.
And
visit
she would be
to
15.
the zoo.
She'd be 15 now.
And said, "Hi, I'm your big sister, Emma." Henry knows about stranger danger and ran away to a teacher. I had to have a very painful talk to the teachers and parents that were at the event about my relationship with Emma and Natalie and how Emma was never my daughter. I even called her my nodder once or twice in the conversation. After the group disbanded, one of the mothers confronted me and said that while Natalie was in the wrong for telling this poor child I was her father, calling her my nodder was mocking the situation. I kind of get where she's coming from. Just can't help this child. And the honest truth is playing light of 2-year cycles. Is the closest I can get to finding peace in the situation. Oh, like making light of the 2-year cycles is the closest I can find to peace in the situation. And there are some edits and some thick, juicy updates.
Ooh.
Some thick, juicy updates.
Yeah. Amandine says, CB, don't forget she's a child, manipulated, but still a child. For sure. She's 15 and her mom's probably putting her up to it.
For sure. But it's like, I also feel, I mean, did he say nodder in front of her?
No. So I think what happened is Emma showed up at his son's school and was like, hey, I'm your sister.
Yeah.
And then he had to talk to the teachers and there were probably other parents there as well, and basically say like what the situation was.
Yeah. So I feel like it's not that. I don't feel it's that bad because it's
I
not.
don't feel like it's that bad either.
It's not in front of him.
No. I feel like he's
or
just
in front of the daughter.
Yeah, I feel like he was just trying to, yeah, as he said, make like it's a weird situation to have to talk about to your child's like.
Hi.
Sorry, I blocked you. I meant to.
Yeah, maybe don't tone police stalking victims. Yeah, exactly, Trisha D. He's literally being stalked.
Yeah, I don't know.
A child,
like,
but still a stalker.
No,
if you're a stalker and start sending out your children as like stalking agents, like that they still suck.
They still suck. No, that's the thing. I'm just wondering. Like after, if someone told me all of this and was like, yeah, that's my daughter, here's the situation, it would be kind of crazy for me to be like, I can't believe you're using the word "nodder." I don't know anything about this guy's situation or what he's gone through.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like it's weird to like criticize
Well, it's probably
him.
like a Karen. Anyway.
Yeah.
Let's get into the edit. To answer the repeated question, in my state, the mother has to start the petition for the father to be established and the test to start. There is no instance where the father can start the petition. There was a chance to do this when Emma was born, but the window was exactly 1 month, and I was much too focused on the restraining order, not thinking the paternity angle would bite me in the booty. One last time to everyone saying just ask for custody, that'll force a DNA test. Literally can't be done. Been through this one enough with a lawyer and have consulted with other lawyers. There are laws protecting children and a lot of them exist for good reason. I'll explain it the way my lawyer explained it. Imagine there's a woman that ran from an abusive ex. She finds out after she escaped she's pregnant. She gives birth, never puts the ex on the birth certificate, never tries to file for support because she wants to get as far away from him as possible. He finds out years later and tries to rope her back in using the child as leverage. She can just say no, and the state has to let it go. There is, however, a provision if the father was involved enough to know when the birth was that he could submit his DNA to the state within 31 days of the birth as a potential father, but that time has long passed. The law is designed this way on purpose. In the eyes of the family court, I am a quote-unquote random person, and I was never claimed to Emma. If you think the state wants all children to be claimed by fathers and will gladly submit my DNA test whenever any potential father shows up, find a random single mom, call the family court, and say, you want to claim her child? I am tired of everyone act like all I needed to do was fill out one sheet of paper and the signature and this nightmare would end. Please just call a lawyer for a free consultation or post on legal advice and ask them. It doesn't work that way. Yeah. Also, shout out Uncle Daddy Jesse for the 5 gifted memberships. We appreciate you. Yeah, I mean, I feel like they're asking too much, you know?
Yeah, and I feel like Reddit seems to be under complicating the situation.
Yeah, but let's get into the relevant comments. So, yeah, also, I feel like on Reddit, everyone is like a lawyer, doctor.
They're like, you just have to do this and it's fine. Why didn't you do that? And Opie's like, that's not how it works.
So some relevant comments. Zolamad says, what really bothers me here is that a restraining order was in place, but Emma was confident enough to know she was approaching the right kid.
Well, it seems like it might have been a restraining order on Natalie. And so Natalie, because Marco...
So Natalie can't do it, but Emma can.
Yeah. Marco actually left a comment, which I put on the screen, but saying like she's smart because she used Emma to get around the restraining order.
It's so crazy that she's still doing this after like 14 years, though.
15 years, yeah.
Yeah, but maybe she has like a calendar thing, like every 2 years. You're like, all right, let's go in.
All right, but let's start it up again.
So Madness XD says, not the a-hole. At some point, it becomes draining, and the little girl is going to need some serious therapy after everything is said and done. Why don't you go to the courthouse and make her do one so it can come to an end? OP's reply, because Natalie does not consent to it, and she said she's not seeking any sort of court-ordered support, so the court just shrugs and says, get a protective order. Loves Carrot says, you could get a court-ordered DNA test. Her claims are slanderous. You could take her to court to prove paternity. OP responded, Natalie has long since stopped calling me out for being a deadbeat online. She prefers to show up in person, asking if I want to meet our daughter. The last time the cops confronted her about this, she claims that she only wanted me to act as a paternal father figure to her child. It really depends on the cops that show up. Just get the DNA test.
Well, it seems like OP can't.
No, the Natalie.
She doesn't want it.
I know, but I'm just like, if you just.
Natalie's doesn't seem as sound of mind as we are.
Yeah, I do. I feel like Natalie is for sure not sound of mind.
I feel like it benefits her more right now not to get a DNA test.
Yeah. Emma Bear 26 says, my name is mentioned in the story and it threw me off hearing Sam mention my name. Yeah. Emma is stalking OP. Dappled turn off 0A says, not the a-hole. I can understand why someone would think that this is callous, but it's your business and you've every right to use humor to try to deal with it. Don't say that to Emma, considering that she believes your mom. That would be pretty rude. Now, the burning question, how did she find Henry while he was on the field trip? OP's reply, we suspect Natalie befriended a mom at school and got a class schedule, then dropped Emma off at the zoo to be with her brother. Since we are unrelated, I have no idea what school Emma goes to or who Natalie's friends are. We are being very reactive to the situation, but because there are children involved, my lawyer said that that's the best we can do, and any type of investigation into Natalie beyond where to send legal paperwork could make it seem like mutual contact and hurt any future restraining orders. And then C-Still5427 says, I feel sorry for Emma because she's been brainwashed by her mother and that's all she knows. She's innocent in this, yet her world and her sense of identity seems likely to come apart one day. It must be a lie, not just because of the timing, but because the DNA test is such an easy and obvious way to prove it if she's telling the truth. OP's reply, the offer stays open until Emma turns 18. If she wants to contact me after she turns 18, I will offer Emma herself the DNA test, and depending on the results, act accordingly.
Hopefully he's not the dad.
But there is an update. One final update that I will read, even though we're out of time. So, update. Got off the phone with my attorney, and this is 2 days later. We have a preliminary hearing on the restraining order this week. We will most likely be issued a temporary restraining order, and then after that, another hearing for a permanent restraining order. Child Protective Services is investigating Natalie and Emma's living situation. The teacher's report held a lot of weight, and my lawyer thinks that this might actually be a way to end this madness now. In family court for minors, there exists something that's like a temporary court-appointed guardian. I think the term is guardian ad litem, who is only a guardian for legal purposes and procedures and decisions of such, including for medical. If the family court appoints such for Emma, we can ask this temporary guardian for the DNA test and get this put to ground. The madness might actually have an ending in sight. Let's go. Let's go. At least the madness is ending.
After 15 years.
After 15 years.
That's crazy.
Adding here, I feel like I need to explain the relationship I had with Natalie all those years ago. When I got back from my 2-month assignment, I was already dead set on breaking up with her. Her, oh wait, I'm pregnant was never going to make me marry her. In fact, I doubted she was pregnant for several weeks. The last year of our relationship, several red flags appeared in her behavior, ranging from demanding I check in with her while at work, only hang out with friends with her present, extreme bouts of jealousy if I ever seemed too friendly with women, including waitresses. I was in a line of work that demanded me being away for long stints, which she hated, but also kept me out of her reach for long periods of time. I think it was halfway through that last year I realized that when I was away, I did not miss her. In fact, I was relieved to plop into a cot and fall asleep after long hours of work without thinking about her. When the pregnancy turned out to be real, I made it clear that with a paternity test, I would pay support, split custody, and be a co-parent and nothing more. She wanted me to be her husband. No questions asked, no test, just pure blind faith and devotion to her and her child. The test, she insisted, was insulting. There was never going to be a relationship. There was no relationship to salvage with Natalie. On the advice of the first attorney I hired, the deal was no test, no contact.
I think that's fair.
I think that's fair.
Yeah.
And that's where that story ends. And that's where this mini stream ends. So thank you all for coming. I'll read the last couple donos. Amandine CB, I'm a zombie at day because the lives are during the night here. I'll soon have interviews for my dream job. So I'm listening to the next one. See you soon. Amandine, shout out you. I hope the dream job interview goes well. And Bo2 says, drop cash, extend the stream.
Drop
Thanks
cash.
for the $2. Well, don't worry. We're going to have another stream. Actually, not tomorrow.
Tuesday.
On Tuesday.
Oh wait, no. When is Riley back?
No, we have another stream on Monday.
Yeah.
And then another stream on Tuesday, and then we have VidCon. Which, if anyone's going to be at VidCon,
wait, so we have no streams Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
we might do a stream in the wild. But no, we're probably gonna we're gonna record all of Tuesday for it.
Yeah, but if you're going to VidCon, you might see. Doing. No.
If you love us, make sure to subscribe. We love you.
You.
And see you tomorrow.